The third attack of Guild Boss 5. Welcome back to another Bit Legend video, fellas. So, we are doing an average of 7.3 million. I do want to compare that to whatever I did last week, so I'll go look that up. I think we did 20 million. I think I did like maybe 20 million, 19 million, something like that last time. So I'm getting 400k more. I think that's pretty decent. Pretty decent. And keep in mind, I'm only one person. There's 5 people on the team, and then we have NG tanks in multiple teams, and so on. We have NG DPS players that are filling in the gaps for our NG tanks. But I think next week we'll have all NG tanks ready to go. But there you go. So hopefully I can stay consistent and not screw anything up. We're using 1 heal per battle. Now, you could definitely argue that I could have used no heals and went risky, but not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. 1,000 points of light. Stay the course, fellas. Stay the course. So there you go. There's the boss is cool. Attack everybody, attack, and Little Angel didn't want to proc at all during that. That feels good. But tank is getting ready to get his first attack set up. Will I get the SP proc? Hey, Little Angel doing stuff. Look at that. 2.4 thousand shielding and healing too. So there we go. And then, so my next turn I will be able to get off. We did get the SP proc, I believe. My next turn I'll be able to get off that SO ultimate ability. Not too bad. Not too bad. One of the other reasons, I know YouTube prefers videos to be around like the 10-20 minute mark, but also the chance of a video getting messed up in some way, messed up on the upload, messed up on, whatever, codecs, I don't know, all that stuff that happens, it gets a lot bigger. So let's see, so we're still not using the full launches yet, which is now called Open Fire. I really need to start using the updated names, but they keep changing the names all the time, man. Keep changing all those names. So anywho, I'm basically, even though I'm like paying a lot of attention to it, what I'm really doing is just whenever the tank is ready to pop SO, I do it. I do whatever full launches I can get, and then I pop SO again, and then I do more full launches, and it is what it is. You could argue that I should get a little bit more speed on the tank to make things a little bit easier. Maybe that'll happen in the future. What I was kind of planning on doing is my Guild Boss 5 set, I'll only use in my Guild Boss set, I'll only use in Guild Boss 5, and then I can actually put speed on that. And then my Guild Boss 5 that mixes in some Raid 8 pieces, I could use that everywhere else. But some people like the idea of the SP when they're doing raids and stuff, so they just want me to wear it all the time. And alright, we still haven't used the SO buff. So that's kind of the thought process there. You might argue, why don't I just go full speed tank? But the issue is I cannot do any solo content at all unless we're using the SO buff now. I can't do any, and the boss just does his attack. That sucks. I might need to do something, either change my speed or wait for that, hold the SO buff. Because if the boss attacks immediately after me, I lose 1 turn of SO. So that might be where I'm losing damage there. But anyways, if I go full, full launch. If I go full speed, then I can't do Ordeal 16s, I can't do PvP, I can't do all that stuff. Maybe someday in the future when I have like some crazy minion team, which I'm really not that motivated to do, maybe someday in the future I can, my minions will be strong enough. But I think by that time happens, they're probably going to add a higher, I think the boss is no longer debuffed. Let's see. Does he block anything? No. Okay. And if you're in doubt on if the debuff is off, you could always just hold it for the next debuff anyways. You're not going to hurt anything as long as you get that full launch out. But anyways, yeah. I think by the time my minion team is good enough to be able to do Ordeal without my Ricky pet carrying me with a high attack stat, they're probably going to add higher level Ordeals like 17, 18, 19, 20, stuff like that. So then I'll probably need the Ricky pet even more in that case. So the other thing is I really hope the game adds in some sort of armory where I can swap builds depending on what content I'm doing, and that people that use me can do the same. So what if I'm wearing all PvP gear and you need to do raid 9 and I'm not super tanky in my PvP gear? You could swap my character into different builds that I've preset. So however the game wants to do that, it's something that has to happen because we have very specific content that requires specific gear, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to use the debuff here on turn 12. I have 2 more full launches I need to do. Can we get them? That's full launch number 1. Bashir looking big. Also, since I'm splitting it up, doing 2 full launches and 2 full launches, if I had another NG in here, it wouldn't be that difficult to get that NG buff on 2 people. It actually probably would be quite difficult. But hey, you know what? This is the highest content in the game. Might as well put some effort on it. That is Smoking Cone, I believe, with the Viking gear on. And I think that his full launch is going to miss my debuff. But hey, I mean, you're still using full... Yeah, the boss is now dodging. So it looks like one of my full launches will miss. This is the one that's going to miss. Let's see how bad it's dodged, blocked, dodged. So that's the whole reason why we're using this debuff. And I think what I might have to do is make my speed some sort of ratio of the boss, because the problem that we're having is if I use my SO on the first opportunity, the boss attacks right after me. And then so I'm missing like 1 turn of a 2-turn SO debuff. So I think that's the issue here. So we'll make this better. Obviously it's not gonna be perfect first time going through. Ooh, the boss is full SP. The boss is full SP. We're gonna have to use that 1 healing skill. I could have swapped people around, but the boss still could have used the attack all skill and could have killed somebody. But I do think we're getting to the point, we're getting pretty close where hey, mount skill. You know, where I might not need to use a healing skill in here, just 1 chime pet. You could also argue I think the chime pet's just mathematically better, but putting an offensive pet on and then using healing skills, but I just think the chime pet is better and you can use more offensive skills. But whatever, I'll let the people math that out. But yeah, so we had 1 full launch, missed the debuff. I might have missed other ones in the previous attacks, but hey, I can watch the replay and confirm that, but not too bad. I think we did around 8 million, 6.5 million to 7 million last week. Now we're doing 7.3 or so. So if you multiply that by everybody that has access to an NG, I think that's pretty significant. Will it be enough for us to take this boss down? I don't know, but I hope so. So either way, whether we clear the boss or whether we don't, I'll do some sort of follow-up video, show you guys all the loot. We got that 1 material that's used for the ancient axe. I think you need like 20 of those things, something crazy. I don't know. I looked at it. People mathed it up, and the recipe for the ancient weapon, the DPS axe, was just so ridiculous that we're like, okay, this is, I don't know. Something's gonna happen. It's gonna have to change. But anyways, we will wrap this up, post some vids, and hopefully you guys can learn from the good things I've done here and possibly the mistakes I've done here as well. But that's the biggest thing. I need to time it so that the boss is not attacking immediately after the tank. And does that mean I add speed, or does that actually mean that I take away speed from my tank? I still need to plus 15 my headpiece and my back piece, I believe it is. They're plus 12 and plus 11. I'm waiting on some ordeal events to get gold, and then I'm waiting to see if they're going to do any sort of changes to refine. Nothing has been announced. with refining changes, but there's been a lot of people that suggesting ideas because the math on refining is a little bit crazy right now. We've had a bunch of friends. When you fail and you're going for like 15, you can drop 3 levels or you can drop 2 levels. I've dropped 1 level 3 times in a row, and it is pretty rough. So nothing guaranteed, nothing announced, but there's a lot of us that are hoping that the refining system will see some change, development. New things always have to kind of get fleshed out, and then boom, there we go. That is the enrage. I'll show you my total damage, and I'll do the average, and we'll see where we are. I'm hoping it's like 22 million. 24 million was like the goal that I really wanted. If we can get 22 million, I think that's on par with what we need. And hopefully we do more than Vashir, so I can talk trash in Discord and feels pretty good. But we'll see. I think missing the full launch on the second SO might have really gotten me. And maybe the other boys, they might have been a little bit more clever, and they might have noticed that the boss is attacking immediately after my tank. But when you film stuff, you lose a little bit of brain cells. So Gibby 3.4, Vash 3.1, Smoking Cone's down a little bit, 1.4, and that's probably because Smoking Cone was the one that missed a lot of his full launch with blocks and dodges and all that crap. It just shows you how significant getting the SO off is, and the 9 lives went up a little bit here. We used 1 heal in each fight. We got off 2 SOs, all the full launches. I think I only missed 1 full launch on the buff. So just keep in mind, not only we're going to be doing that, but we're going to have the SO buff, or the SA buff next week. And I'll show you SA because I've been talking about it so freaking much. But anyways, that's the same thing. The boss is now at 38%, so we will absolutely hit 30% again. Will we kill the thing? I'm not exactly sure. Let me show you all the attacks that we still have yet to do. So Vashir still has one. That's like 7.5 million. Dino's in a strong team. We got a bunch. Bob can do a lot of damage. Move. 9 lives is in my team. Not Lock. Chinese. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters still here with strong teams. And at the bottom, you see our new recruits. Sleep Not, Winless, Bike. Dude, next week we're just going to stomp. We're just going to stomp myself. Let's show you the damage. I think I clicked on the button's so small. There should be like a minimum button size. I clicked on it. Maybe we froze. Nope, we're good. Okay. Damn, Gibby. Gibby beat me by 1 million. That must have been, maybe he got all the full launches in and I did not. Maybe that 1 missed full launch. Let's do that. So we're doing 7.7 million average. 7.7 million, right? Yeah, am I doing it? Yeah, 7.7 million on average. Pretty good. Gibby obviously crushing it. And then Vashir has only done 2 attacks. And let's see, boom, 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 smoking. Bashir, and then 9 lives still has not yet attacked. So we got some damage coming. Still very challenging. Boss. There you go, fellas. As always. Actually, let me show you. I keep talking about it. The SA buff that you guys might see next week. Click on perk in programs, and then here. So it costs half your bar. You can use it twice per battle. Increases the target ally's attack and crit by 75%. After the update, which is coming maybe tonight or tomorrow or something like that, it'll also add 300% crit damage. So I think all that combined with the fact that the NG, he gives a ton of SP for himself. He actually has better SP gain than bounty hunters in a long fight. Bounty hunters are good in raids because every battle, at the beginning of the battle, they get SP. That's the bounty hunter. The NG is good for long battles because every turn he's going to get a SP and a half. So that's quite strong. Very good. And then over here, Index. So every time he uses SP, and with that other talent I showed you, he is going to use SP all the time. You will have a 75% chance to give a half a bar of SP to a friendly. So based on this combination of things, it looks like NG tank, which should be a speed tank. Maybe I'll play around with that in the future. But either way, NG tank with the SO debuff. And I'll show that again down here. And then you have an NG DPS that has the SA buff that I just showed you guys, and then 3 bounty hunters popping off with the full launches. There you go. I'll look at Vuk's damage. I'll compare it to 9 Lives damage. 9 Lives still has like 800 more total stats because Vuk has some garbage offhand that he needs to get rid of. But other than that, if he is able to compete with 9 Lives just in the ballpark, doesn't have to be the same damage because he's giving SP to other people and buffing, but if he's in the ballpark, I mean, that's the NG in the 5th slot. Put the Chime Pet on him, done. So anyways, all right, boys, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.